Yes, people, and welcome back to another video from the Big YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. This is a special live stream edition. Obviously, we've had a few tough weekends, as one could say, but here I am. And obviously, the title's pretty much maybe quite hyperbolic, a lot, very much hyperbolic, I think would be the right argument to say. But in general, I'm just looking at what is going on at Chelsea in the sense of why aren't we creating the chances to score? Why isn't the team so much doing well? And where are the issues essentially? And that's pretty much the plan for today's live stream in the next hour and a bit. And I want to really start. I want to explain that. Obviously, I know people just go straight away Chilwell, but for me, it's not just only him. In my opinion, there's also a bunch of other stuff that's also happening in the team that is causing the situation that is happening to take place. So that's why I'm here today on this live stream to sort of discuss that, show you some of the stats, and also some of the things that I do believe that can be changed by Pochettino going forward into the next thing, into the Bournemouth game after the 2-week break that we have because of international games that are being played. So that's what we're going to be discussing here. And really, I want to talk obviously specifically about play styles as well in particular. So that's all it is. Big up to my bro. Always a pleasure to see you. Big up, pal. Big up to you, Jacob, too. And big up to you, too. Obviously, I'm not alone today. I've got my fellow co-host today. Big up to Oliver. You usually see him on Casually FC. Big up to him, bro. How you doing, man?
Hey, not too good after the game, but let's just get into it. I'm interested to talk to you about this.
Oh yeah, of course. So, where should I start? So I'm going to first things first. Put up the team that we played in. That we essentially playing for the majority of this time. Obviously, we haven't been playing this formation. Obviously, Chukwuemeka, obviously, is not there. But for the last few games, this is the formation we've essentially been playing according to the squad, according to everyone else. And these are the players that we're definitely playing. Right? Big up to Daniel. And this is the formation we're currently, of course, as you can see, playing Jackson up front, Chilwell as your left winger, Sterling on the right, Fernandes, Caicedo, and Gallagher are essentially your two holding midfielders. Cole as your left back, Gusto as your right back, Disasi and Silva are your two centre backs, and such as your goalkeeper. Now, for me, one of the main issues that we're having as a squad is getting the ball from the goalkeeper all the way to the attackers. Like for me, we have a very slow amount of progress up the field. Like by the time we get the ball up the field, the other team's already set up in their setup, and we can't even attack them the way we'd like to. And that is, again, I think for me, that's a big issue there, first and first. And part of that, of course, is the technical ability that we have in the squad, I would argue. I don't think, listen, I think Gallagher's been playing really well. Let's not get that twisted. But for me, for example, him in particular, when we're trying to build up play, because of the fact that he's not technically, astute compared to others, right? He's not going to be able to help you out, what's it called here? Help you out, do that one-touch passes to get past teams, to get through them as well. And the other thing for me, too, in regards to that as well, is the fact, because now Enzo is playing in this 10 role, yeah, I don't think that's like his natural, ability. For me, I would prefer him to play in a 2, Caicedo and Enzo, and then you play an actual 10 in front of them. Because for me, that is where Enzo will pretty much flourish, in my opinion. But what do you think about the comments I just made there, Oliver, in regards to the slow progression of play?
I agree about the technical ability. You've got a point there with Gallagher, but not just him. Even look at the goal we conceded against Forest. That was a technical lapse from Caicedo, a very very poor. I don't even know if it was a touch or if it was a pass. Or maybe it was a one-touch pass, but just a technical lapse there, and then we're immediately on the back foot and we concede because of it. So, there's definitely points to that. I have to say, yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've definitely for me, I think there's a clear lack of technical ability. We need to do much better there. Hopefully, all right. So going ahead, let's move on from there. Obviously, that's one major part of it, in my opinion, right, of the situation. Of course, the main one I know everyone's going to be talking about in regards to some of our problems is that, and I've been seeing this all over Twitter, is Thiago Silva. And let's not get this wrong. I think for me, yeah, Thiago Silva is a great defender, a top defender, someone that's got definitely a lot of talent, a lot of bags of talent. Don't get me to say, he's been a very loyal servant, been able to do a lot of defensive work, in my opinion, too. However, I think if you want the team to progress, in my opinion, Thiago Silva cannot be, starting pair of centre backs right now. I just think, for me, if you're being honest about that and straightforward, Thiago Silva cannot be a part of that. For me, I was hoping this season was a season we phase him out. You play Cole as the left, you play Disasi as the right in the next few games, and we allowed Thiago Silva to be on the bench. I would have thought it would. I would have understood if for 1 or 2 games you had Thiago Silva as apparent in that back 3/2 at times, and then afterwards you removed yeah, big up, bro. Big up Jermaine, big up Ryan, and big up EE. Yeah. But essentially, yeah, that's the thing for me. We need to move on we need to phase him out. For me, next game, we have to be seeing, in my opinion, Cole and Disasi in the 2 right now. We need to see Cole and Disasi in the 2, in my opinion. I respect Thiago Silva, but I think if you are trying to play this back 4 sort of thing, he cannot work in a back 4 right now. For his age, for his strength, for his ability, he cannot work in a back 4. I'm not sure if chat agrees with me with that. And that is part of, I think that's another thing for me. If I'm looking at, I'm obviously getting to the big ones that we all know where the issues are too. And for me, honestly, obviously I spoke about the lack of technical ability, the lack of, Thiago Silva being a part of the squad. Of course, the main issue is most definitely the left wing. Chilwell left wing, yeah, is not working, guys. And I'm pretty sure everyone here can agree. There's this little heat map here that I actually got from shout out to what's going on? Did I just lose it? No. I lost it. Come on. There's a heat map that I had, yeah, which literally showed that all of our attack was going through the right hand side. It was so nasty. Honestly,
I posted it in the Casual League Discord 2 days ago. If you go on Discord and search for my name and an image posted by me, you should be able to find it.
All right, lovely, jubbly. Let me have a look at that one quickly.
I'll look for it. I'll DM it to you on Discord.
All right, thank you, bro. While Scott, while Oliver, sorry, I should say, is looking for it, I think Cole can't play next to Silva. Yes, that's what I'm saying to you. That's so. Just quickly on that, Joe. That's the point for me. You can't play Thiago Silva next to Cole. It's a fair point, but I just think for me you have to be playing either Cole or Disasi or Badiashile when it's back after the international break. But you have to play a 2 now. Thiago Silva cannot be a part of that equation, in my opinion, right? So going ahead from that and going forward from that, we're speaking about the left wing. Chilwell left wing's not working. I don't understand why he has a need to persist with this thing. I understand initially when Mudryk was available that we saw the performance against West Ham, and I'm confused as to why he keeps on playing him on the left wing. Clearly, you can see Chilwell's not working, bro. I don't understand. And the thing for me is, yeah, it concerns me that he believes that he has to play Chilwell left wing because it may mean he doesn't believe in Mudryk. I'm not sure why he's not trying someone like Maatsen, who is using there all of pre-season, and now he's not been used there at all as an other option too, which is the issue. And I don't understand that. We should play. If you want another left winger, you have Maatsen on the table available for you to use. Why not just use him? I just don't get that for me personally. And then even if you don't rate Chilwell, okay, you've got someone like my guy Madueke now available. Madueke is available for you. Switch Sterling onto the left, play Madueke on the right, and then do what you need to do it. But I don't understand.
The thing is, though,
why that is.
You don't even have to switch Sterling over to the left, because I honestly believe, my personal belief is everything good that we're getting at Sterling is coming because he's on the right. I think that's his best position. But I think Noni could play on the left, like because he's a good enough dribbler. You just want you just need to get him doing the same things that Sterling's doing. You need to get him driving the ball to the byline and making cutbacks on his strong left foot. I think if you do that, he can play left no problem. It's just about now you've got to try it because Chilwell can't beat his man, and if he could, then he'd be able to pull that role off. But as we can see, the ball retention is poor, and he doesn't even attempt to beat the man.
The background noise is a bit too loud, Oliver. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, bro. I'm on a bus.
Is that why, mate? Okay, fair enough. Okay, we got that sorted out. Yeah, that is a good point. But even if I just think for me, guys, yeah, if that is the genuine case here and the situation that we're having right now, when it comes down to it, I just want us to solve it then. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just think for me, we're gonna discuss it here because I actually have an idea, another formation thing as well. Yeah, he did play on the left to allow Palmer to play on the right, by the way, EPL tough. So the thing for me is, okay, let's play Noni on the left, play Sterling on the right. But for me, we need to be bringing in a 10, yeah, to replace Fernandez and so that he can play in the 2 with Caicedo, and then you can at least bench Gallagher for that 6. So you then have Caicedo, Enzo as your 2 pivots, essentially. You have Fernandez, so you have Cole Palmer now in your 10 role. You can then have, if you want to have Madueke on the left, Sterling on the right, and then you can have Jackson up top. And I think that is a suitable situation to solve what we have going on, which is wrong. And honestly, for me, when you actually, well, the thing is, bro, it's not going to solve any issues. Then you got to sort it out then, because if we need Maatsen to play there, we need Maatsen to play there. So, and that's the thing. Like, honestly, I just don't understand that. And big up to my boy Quasi. I understand what you're saying about that. I mean, to be honest, these days defensively, he's not even doing that great. I'll be honest. We used a system in preseason, it worked. You played full football, and all of a sudden he changes it. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that one, bro. 100%. Jermaine says Maatsen has not signed you deal. Oh, too loud. Quickly. This is the formation that I had in mind. Obviously, we can switch Sterling and Chilwell literally for each other. Where is it? If you play Sterling on here, Fish Bashong, Madueke on here. Hey, big up Metal Face Doom. Nice to see as always. But this is the formation that I had in mind, right? This is probably what I want to be seeing against Bournemouth, right? You have Jackson up front, Madueke is on your left. You have Sterling on the right. You play Cole Palmer in the 10, because that's where you brought him to do either the 10 or the right wing. So you can play the 10 role there. Caicedo and Fernandez as your 2, and that's probably Enzo Fernandez's best position alongside a defender. You then have Chilwell, Gusto, of course. I don't want Reece James being pushed in. You then bring in Cole, Disasi. I don't want, but the Chilwell might be back for the Bournemouth game, but I want him to be slowly put into the squad. I don't want him to be rushed in. He's one of our better defenders. So, and then you have Sanchez, I think. But the thing is, Joel, if he keeps doing that, that's to his detriment. He's killing the team like that, bro. That's the problem. He's killing the team if he keeps doing that. Yeah. I don't want to rush him in, Daniel. That's why. Hey, big up, Mitchy boy, bro. Hope you do well. Yeah, I agree, man. This is the formation that I think, is the most suitable right now and the one you want to be using. You've got Madueke there, you've got Cole Palmer there. If you don't believe in Mudryk, in my opinion, yeah, and this is, and you still believe he's not ready yet, at least you have Madueke that can play there, and then you can have Mudryk as a backup maybe if you want to play there as well. We can bring on the last few minutes to help him get, that regular stuff that he needs to be getting, right? And then Jackson, it at least allows Jackson now to have someone to communicate with in the 10 role, right? And then you can at least have that connection there. Because the thing with Jackson is, and I know there's been a lot of criticism for him, and I think that it's been very fair, some of the criticism, for example, the shot that he missed and that stuff. But look at that game against Nottingham Forest. My guy had to come in very deep, into his own half of the thingy to help pass it to the winger, which was literally Sterling that he had, and he had to then run. Oh, then he has to run the whole full length of the pitch to be able to get into the box, which is very hard. That's like you're trying to get him to get injured very fast. You're not helping out the guy at all. The reason why we said this Metal Face is just that if you want this, sort of cut back in and shoot thing, I think that would help Madueke a lot more. But I hear you. I understand your school of thought. That's school of thought that I had to. But for me, also the one thing that about the wingers that we have, and I hope, and I'm pretty sure Pochettino knows this too. These are guys that like to get chalk on their boots, beat their man 1v1. Some of them like to cut in and shoot. They have the ability to cut in and shoot, or they have the ability to go to the byline with a nice little 1-2, and then they cut back in to the striker to a midfielder who's crashing the box to get into to hit that into the goal. And the fact that I don't think they work as inside forwards. Like, I'm sorry to say this, Madueke is not an inside forward. Mudryk is not an inside forward either. These guys are proper wingers, chalk on their boots 1v1, and then they either cut into shoot or they go into the byline and cut it back in. That's the thing. Like, go ahead, bro.
Thing is, this is the conundrum though, because like I know no one likes Chilwell at left winger. I'm not saying that he should stay there, but the problem you have is if you move him back to left back, you get the same problem from last season where Mudryk and Chilwell are occupying the same zone. They both want to be on the touchline.
I was about to speak about that too.
Yeah.
The other issue that we've got here, and I was speaking to you, and this is what I'm saying. The other issue you've got here, the fullbacks you've got, Gusto, of course. You've got Gusto, of course. You've got Chilwell. You've got Reece James. You also got guys like Chilwell. They all overlap. But the problem with the wingers that you brought in, they're all wingers. That they're proper wingers. They're not inside forwards. Like, it's good. Like, for me, I'm not sure you can transform like someone like a Madueke, in my opinion, into inside forward. I don't think he has that, thing of like where he's gonna be like an automatic gunman from there. For me, he seems like more of someone that's gonna be able to every now bend it into the box every now and then, be able to get a few goals. But he's much more of like a guy that's gonna be cutting towards the byline, getting that final ball in, and someone that's gonna be a much more of an assister. And that's the same for Mudryk for me too. Like from what we've seen from Mudryk dribbles at the defense, attacks them from the space he gets from the wing, and then bang. And you know what we've seen in preseason? Yeah, in preseason, the formation that he played, he made Chilwell and he made Gusto and all of our fullbacks play inside the midfield. They inverted inside the midfield because he realized the wingers were like actually winging. Do you get what I mean? I don't know.
I don't think you guys disagree. I don't think he did that with Chilwell, but I know for sure he did it with Cucurella. And if you remember that Mudryk goal, the Jackson link up against Brighton, that started from like Cucurella being in a more tucked in position. He passed the ball to Mudryk, and then that combination happened. So, but people want to abuse Cucurella because he got a 95% pass accuracy. So it is what it is, man.
For me, that's the thing though. Like, he actually was a lot of the other guys, even Reece James, he was put into midfield. It was only Chilwell that he had to compensate for, because I don't know if Chilwell can invert. That's the problem with Chilwell. Do you think Chilwell can invert, Oliver?
I don't. No, I don't. I think what he can do is what he is quite like what he used to do under Tuchel. He didn't invert. What he used to do, he used to underlap the winger and make runs in behind. He used to kind of come in. He came inside as almost like a striker. It was like what Alonso used to do. Alonso used to come inside a lot and kind of occupy that half space, stroke central space area, and that worked to a good effect. But I wouldn't really say that's inverting as you're implying.
No, yeah, I hear you what you're saying, but for me, if that's the case, I'm sure Pochettino knows that he can do that. Why don't you just look? I know that I'm pretty sure people will give me Chilwell does have a shot on him. Obviously against Luton, he did some craziness which I cannot understand yet, but he can shoot the ball into the net. But for me, okay, if that's the case, you give the space to Mudryk, or like whoever is going to be on that wing. You allow them to dribble to attack that thing, and then you can have Chilwell that can be another semi-attack in the box to put into the back of the net for me. But I'm not understand that for me is the thing. Like Gusto for me, and Sterling, because Sterling's kind of like trying to play like this inside forward thing. Gusto's got that space on the outside, but even Sterling barely passes him, to be honest as well. So Quasi says, where will Lavia fit when he comes back into the squad this season? Looks much like last season, over bloated squad. I actually don't think so. I think it's probably going to be a switch between him and Caicedo. I think you're going to see probably switching between him and Caicedo. So you have two of them, two top players. One of them can be at the backup to another. If you want a bit more of a defensive midfield at times, you can always drop Enzo for Lavia and then you have like a very rigid very defensive midfield there, in my opinion.
I think one thing we've learned over the past few games, though, we've seen Enzo kind of play this advanced role. I don't think he can do it. I think you alluded to this earlier. And with that, I don't think a Caicedo, Lavia, Enzo 3 works.
Mm-hmm.
It's too conservative. You need a 10 there.
I really don't understand why we changed so much. I don't know. Like, sure, for me, EE, and I was saying this as well. Like, I'm gonna say this. Is whoever this watch out right now too overreactive? I just want to say that first things first, and secondly, like, we need to give this guy time at the same time too. But for me, I don't understand. For me, how your formation can break when you lose one player. Like, I was saying this with Chukwuemeka. When Chukwuemeka got injured, the whole thing, like his whole like attacking formation, how everything was working, just fell apart. Like, for me, you cannot be relying on just one 19-year-old for it to work completely.
I wouldn't Thing is, I wouldn't even put it down to just Chukwuemeka though, because you got to remember this Chilwell left wing thing started at Liverpool, and Chukwuemeka started that game. So I think it's more of a thing where Nkunku's come out and the whole thing has kind of fallen apart. In which case, Nkunku is a fantastic player. He's not Lionel Messi. Like, come on now. He's only getting his feet wet at this club at the moment, and we're already moving pieces because he ain't there anymore. It's a bit of a joke in my opinion, honestly.
Honestly, man, I just think for me, when it comes down to it, particularly with like the Chilwell dilemma, I think the issue that he has here, I don't think he wants to play Cucurella. And like, we've seen how Cucurella is like sinking the pitch up, sadly, for whether we like to admit or not. He's definitely not cooking, right? And then you've got Maatsen available. Hopefully now that the window has passed there, you can actually finally like play Maatsen maybe in that left back position, and you can actually use him because Maatsen can actually invert. So then you can have at least you have midfielders or like fullbacks that will be inverting for you at the very least. But let me read some of these comments. I'm not opposed to going back to the 4-2-3-1 of Mudryk as a. Whoa, I'm sorry, Joe. You know I'm a big fan of yours, but that one can't work, bro. Mudryk in the 10 is not working.
In tight spaces, man. Lord of mercy.
Yeah. He needs that. He's like for me, Mudryk is a proper game. I don't think he can work in tight spaces. Yeah. Tim Cedar says yes, Jackson has a bad game, but you got to realize how much. Yeah, I agree. Preseason we had in Cuckoo. In Enzo is not okay. We already got Enzo is advanced 8. Yes, 100%. We've seen that multiple times in my opinion too. Yeah, and Cuckoo is our best player and hasn't all the season. Yeah, you can play Mudryk right wing because don't ever play Sterling again. All right. We can't say Carney, a 19-year-old, ruined a 1 billion team. If yes, then something's wrong with Poch. No, but that's the point EPL I'm making. EPL, my point is, we should not be at the case of like, oh my god, like Carney's out of the team and then your formation fails. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't just be reliant on just one player. Truck Minerals was in Cuckoo's backup. All right, fair enough. Poch, I must know by now that Chelsea is ruthless. We are not like Tottenham. If we don't sit up and start winning games, he'll be fired before January. Yeah,
he heard it at the stadium at the end of the game, didn't he?
Yeah. Stop the shameless mount prop. Okay, fair enough. And I know Chilwell was bad, but are we seeing one player causing all? Oh no, EPL. I don't know if you were.
Wait. Oh man, get the graphic up. I sent it to you. Get the graphic up. You haven't done it yet.
Oh yeah, I'll send it to you. But just quickly, guys, I'm not saying I'm not saying that it's not just one player. I'll actually explain to you guys the different issues you're having all over the pitch in regards to this Cole playing left back is not working. Thiago Silva and the team is not necessarily working either, even though he is doing great defensive performances, but he's not just helping the squad in general. I've also spoken about the fact that a lot of the stuff that's going on right now, in general is just not working. So, but in regards to the Chilwell situation, guys, I've got this graphic for you guys. Let me increase it in size so you guys, can actually see it in detail, right? So this is the Chelsea passing network here for the game. Oh, Palmerston. That's a nice front three, but guys, Team Cedar, we count the notes, you know what I'm saying? That one, we can't say that one, yeah. Here we go. This is the passing guys lanes right now. This is the Chelsea passing lanes for the last game that we played, right? Look at that passing lane, guys. we are literally being so right winged. Like we're literally on the right wing so much, yeah, that there's nothing occurring on that left hand side, guys. That is the problem. Like literally, 26 here is Levi Cole. He's not passing to you. The left back is not even passing to the left winger. The number 6 is not even passing to the left winger. No one is passing on that side completely. Like, why are we kidding ourselves, guys?
I think another point on this is also look at where all of Forest's link up is coming.
Yeah.
It's coming on their right, our left.
Yes. They literally know where to attack us. Literally. Like this. Well, sorry, I can't see. So this section here, I don't know if you can see my thing here, is affecting that section over there, pretty much. Big up Chelsea Blue. We're just discussing what the issues right now with the squad are, like what and how we think that Pochettino can literally fix some of the pieces up. So we've spoken about already Thiago Silva. We've spoken about who else am I forgetting? Levi. We spoke at the Levi Cole Ben Chilwell situation over there. We've been talking about the players at the wingers and like how they're not really how the wingers are really actually full out wingers and not inside forwards that can work necessarily, and that's pretty much it.
Ahmed, can I just ask you a question? Do you think Levi Colwell at left back is a problem? I'm not talking about him at left back and Silva at centre back. Do you think him as a left back in isolation is a problem? Because I've seen a lot of that on Twitter. I personally don't think it's a problem. I don't know about you.
I think defensively it's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like defensively, he's doing the fullback position well. I just don't know. I think the issue is going forward because I'm not. I don't think he can provide you that the level of attack that maybe like a Ben Chilwell at fullback we've seen him do, or even like a Maatsen can do. Do you know what I'm saying? I think maybe I can see it maybe from that angle if that makes sense. But him doing the main fullback duty of defense, he's doing a good job at that. I would say.
No, I understand about the whole offensive thing. I get that, but yeah. I see a lot of people on social media saying that. Oh, we're playing negative against Nottingham Forest and Luton. And yes, granted, playing a left back at left wing is negative. But I'm looking at this 3 centre-backs in a back 4 thing. Like, okay, let's have a look at this. So, Man City last season played 4 centre-backs in their back 4. No one called them negative because they did it well. Brighton played 3 centre-backs in their back 4. Veltman isn't a right-back, he's a centre-back. And they do it well. Newcastle play 3 centre-backs in their back 4. And they play well. So
you know what it is? Do you know what it is though? Do you know what it is? You know what I'll say? Do you know what I'll say to you? Yeah, I don't mind this centre back situation, right? Like I think when Badiashile comes back, you probably take Thiago Silva's place, in my opinion.
That's what I want. That I want to see Colwell left back, and then Disasi, Badiashile as the starting two.
You know what it is though? It doesn't become a problem, yeah. But you know what it is? It becomes a problem though when you only have 2 attackers up front though. You know what I'm saying? That's
I understand that, but this is what I'm saying. The Chilwell thing is negative, but I'm looking at everyone's saying, oh, it's the 3 centre-backs, that's the problem. I don't think, if you play a left winger on the left wing, I don't think that 3 centre-backs thing is a problem anymore. That's not the negative part, because I just named a bunch of teams that play 3 centre-backs in their back 4, and they all play well. They all play, like, Brighton, like I just said, Brighton, we all love their football whenever we get to watch it, and they play 3 centre-backs in their back 4. The only they play Veltman.
His point here quickly. He's saying that Man City have 2 more attackers on the pitch, and that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I think what I'm in agreement in saying that if you are, for example, playing Madueke, Sterling, Jackson, and let's say Cole Palmer, you had a 2 of Caicedo, and then you had what's it called, Enzo, and then the rest. And then you have the back. Whatever, however you were saying it, like Levi Cole, fullback Badiashile, and then you had Disasi, and then you had Gusto. I don't think that's a problem. You know what I'm saying, bro? That isn't a problem.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, but the issue therein becomes because we don't have. He's literally playing Chilwell in there, and then he's basically putting Enzo in there as well in the 10 role. Like, it's not working. That's what's not working, in my opinion.
But that's where people are making the mistake, though. Playing 3 centre-backs isn't negative. Playing a left-back at left wing is negative. That's the main part.
Armin, honestly, all of this is on Poch. I can't even blame the players, but for discussion, Silva may need to be bent. Silva has the experience, but he knows he can't play fast football due to his age. I hear that. How is three CBs with two defensive-minded midfielders is negative. But the thing is, what I would say to that, yeah, if you have what we're saying right now, and you have like the two CBs, you have then how many? You have another 5 outfielders that can play pretty much full on attacking football. So if you have that much defensiveness in one side and then the other side you have a lot more attacking going forward, I don't think that's an issue in my opinion. And plus, if you think about it, it's not even going to be two defensive-minded midfielders because Enzo is going to be just as much as a part of the attack.
Yeah, it's just like a hybrid. He'll do a bit of both.
Yes, and that's the thing. Right now, I don't think Thiago Silva is. Do you think Thiago Silva is comfortable on the ball? By the way, that's another question I would ask. Because
I think he's being very lazy on the ball. I can't lie.
Because
he's
for me, like,
he's taking way too. He's dilly-dallying on the ball, and granted, he's not giving away the ball, but he dilly-dallies about 5 seconds, and you expect some crazy pass, and it's, oh no, let me just pass it to Colwill. You know, we need to play. You know, he does affect the speed of us on the ball. It's not quick enough at all. He takes 5 seconds only to pass it to the left or to the right. I don't even. If you're going to take that long, at least ping it.
Yes, that's the thing. Big up to my boy Jazz. He's a very good tactical. The issue is Poch is 3 CBs, but the third CB is not involved enough up higher in the build up, unlike City's or Arsenal's tactics. Yes, so the third CB, whoever it has to be, for me that has to be Disasi in it because I've seen Disasi going forward for Monaco. He can actually provide that. I can't lie to you. I wouldn't mind if you had both Buddy Shield and then you had what's his name, Levi Cole, as the guys that are sort of like holding the fort. Because Disasi can actually provide stuff going forward. Like, I don't know if you guys have watched Disasi.
I mean, the only problem with Disasi, I think he might be playing a bit more reserved because of his recovery pace, to be completely honest.
But then that's why you have Cole and then you have Badiashile as the guys as the two. You know what I'm saying to you?
Go on.
Yeah, but that's just it for me. Let me read some of these comments quickly.
I mean, with Disasi, I just hope it's him just acclimatizing to the team. I hope to expect much better from him. I think people have been a bit harsh on him. I kind of feel like a lot of people watched him against West Ham and made up their own mind. I don't think he's been bad outside that game. That's just me. Don't know about you.
I agree with that, actually. I can't lie to you. He holds the ball too long when he dictates the game from the back. Yeah, that's the issue. He's doing it from his own pace and vision. I rate Silva, but if you're going young, best we go young. I agree with that. I can't lie to you. Playing Caicedo and Gallagher in the pivot. Yes, I agree with that. Caicedo, I don't know if it's negative. I just don't think it just works. That's the issue. I don't know if a Gallagher and a Caicedo can work because the goal for Nottingham Forest came from a communication error between Gallagher and Caicedo, literally. That's what it came down to. And then my boy Jez says, Timber, Ben White, Givardio, Ake are all athletes, but have the ability to go forward by their own while being able to cover their space by themselves. Joel says Silva was perfectly fighting the back three next to Badiashile for fun last season because of their pace. What do you think about that one? Because I'm gonna think I have a little think on that one still.
What, Silva was fine last season next to them?
But the thing is that, but last season we were very defensive. Though that was the issue. The last season we were literally just defending the majority of the games. If we're trying to be honest, so like I'm not sure. Because like right now we're trying to play the games. This is the start of the new season, right? It's not. I don't know if it's the same season. Cole shouldn't be playing left back. He just isn't one unless you're just going to play 3 at the back with 2 wing backs. Fair enough.
I don't think that's a problem though, because I literally just mentioned a bunch of teams that do it, and one other team, Flicks Bayern Munich when they won the Champions League, they play Pavard at right back. So you can play good football with a centre back at right back. People it's just bad optics at the end of the day. When we start winning with it, people hopefully we do start winning if he fixes this left wing thing up. But if we do start winning with this 3 centre backs in the back 4 thing, people will forget about it.
Oh, he says sorry, I meant LCB in a 3. Oh, okay. He said he can't play left side of the centre back in a 3. So he's saying you need to play him in the middle, I think, and you play Badiashile as the left side of centre back. I'm assuming okay, that makes sense actually. I hear what he's saying. Poch is doing 2 okay, let's chill out. Big up to John. First time seeing you here. You guys keep talking about chill. At least he crosses though. We aren't good in aerial balls. The starter is good, but too heavy. We can't rely on him to cover.
Oh, that's another thing. We need to talk about the crossing. That's one other thing we need to talk about. The
we
way
need to
we
definitely talk about the crossing.
the way we just evolve into crossing when we lose our heads in the game. It's horrible.
He crosses though. You know what it is, John? Like, you know what it is, John? Like, the thing is, like, crossing is one thing, but like, when someone crosses the ball, is he aiming? Does he have a target to aim at? Because for in the game against like Luton, the game against Nottingham Forest, there were times there were no one in the box to even hit across to. So
it was just Gusto hitting and hoping.
Yeah, literally. Like, and the thing was, because Jackson was helping the playmaking situation going on, because there was no 10 and like no one was literally passing the ball because we were passing the ball side to side, and he was passing the wingers. There was no one in the box. Like, no one was crashing the box except of him. He was trying to do so, and then you had the other two, and like Gallagher wasn't doing it. No one else was doing it too. Ahmed Poch is making the same mistake like Tuchel and Potter a little. We keep putting Connor in positions where you need to be quick and have technique. Connor has none. He also affects the game as well. I hate that, but I think the thing of Conor Gallagher is that I think he's been decent, but at the end of the day, I've always mentioned this. He's going to probably be a squad player for this team. You need to be having a 10 and a proper 10 in the 10 position, and then you have Enzo and Caicedo as the 2. That is the only way that midfield works for me. So, and I think that will eventually happen. And last season, where did we finish with back 3? Yes, I agree. Thank you, EPL. And Jez, my boy, says, why? I hear that, Oliver, but his LB was Alphonso Davies, not Ben Chilwell. Fair enough. See, I hear that, man.
But this is what I'm saying, though. You can play Colwill as the left centre back, and you can have Malo Gusto just bombing up. Like, I'm not saying Gusto is Alphonso Davies equivalent to a right back, but you have that right back bomb up, and you have the left one tuck in. It can be done. Maybe not to the same extent, but I'm just trying to make the point that it's not like, for lack of a better term, terrorist football. The fact that you're playing 3 centre backs in a back 4, it isn't.
Big up to Aya. Seems he's definitely not into Poch, it seems. Remember how Fafana would randomly make those forward runs last season. Fair enough. Big up, Stephanie. Hope you're doing well. Kouassi says Chilwell crosses are very poor. Check. YG Jazz says the flick Bayern team was something else, especially the attacking players in that setup. Your attacking players aren't playing to those levels Flick's team did, and Chilwell isn't Davis going forward. Fair enough. Chelsea Blue says, what is frustrating me, what is frustrating me, we are going to depend on Palmer to help us break low blocks. I hope Palmer knows what he's got himself into. Chelsea need some results, and we don't have time to develop. The thing is, Chelsea Blue, what I would say to that is that we have time to develop, but that's on the training ground. That's what you need to be doing. Like, Pochettino needs to be drilling these guys into the technique and the stuff that they can use to beat these man. And I think you just need to also realize now, and I hope he's realized this too. You need to start playing the wingers like they're actually wingers and not inside forwards. That's what it is for me too.
Oh, this is I tell you what, this right here. This is the thing that's been triggering me, and not for anyone here in the chat, but I've been seeing far too many people. We're now in an international break. Everyone's going, oh, thank God the international break came, so now Poch can fix up the setup. Like, no, we have one game a week. We were all ranting and raving about one game a week for a reason. That's your time to fix things.
Exactly. Like, this is the time that we have. Like, right now, we have the right time and the right place to be implementing the tactics that we believe are going to be necessary to do so. That's why I've always said, barring like what Carabao Cups, which may be happening like somewhere in November-ish, and like the ones that we're playing right now. Other than that, like, we've got a 3-week, literally the majority of the time where we can implement the tactics and everything. That's what he just needs to do, bro. Big up to Aya. He says, on a serious note, I don't reach Chilwell, Gallagher, and Sterling players that are hugely favoured. Okay, fair enough. With 1 billion spent, we don't need decent players in starting levels. 100%, bro. I hear that too. Cole was too slow for LCB. Fair enough. I actually don't know how fast Cole is. I need to actually double check that, to be honest. Gusto needs to improve on his crossing, man. Acts like his legs aren't made out of glass. No, but the thing is, Gusto actually is very good at crossing. I used to watch this guy Leon. He's a very good crosser. I think what's happened with Gusto is that I feel like and this is a worry I've been having is that maybe Pochettino tried to make him a bit more of a defensive fullback because like you've seen him the majority of the time he's kind of like in the towards the halfway line or somewhere around about that, and he's doing a lot of defensive duty rather than just going forward the majority of the time. The only time we've really seen him go forward is against Luton. Jess, I hear where you're coming from. I think it's a personnel issue, not tactics. Okay, fair enough. Joe says Chilwell's best attribute is crossing, but that's completely useless because our only area of threat going forward is Broha.
I don't think it is. His best attribute is shooting. I don't think he's a very good crosser.
His shooting is actually very good. Like Joe, I would.
Well, except this season.
I don't know. He didn't decide to shoot this season.
Thing is, it's not just the Luton game as well. It was even the Forest game that we just had, where do you remember Sterling crossed it along the floor into the box and it just went through his legs, went through Chilwell's legs.
I honestly
that did happen at one point.
Yeah, man.
He airshotted. You remember when Werner used to airshot the ball? It's it was like the exact same thing.
My God, that was bad. I can't lie to you, man. That was terrible. Chelsea Blue says, I don't think Poch will fix the setup. Setup may change the players, but I have faith in Cucurella doing something with this formation. I don't think the issue is the setup though. Like I've said this before. I'm literally using Poch's setup. Literally, the issue just play the actual personnel where they need to be, and I just think it's also like a tactic thing of like you need to understand what are your wingers doing. Like, what type of wingers do you have? How can I accommodate the wingers? And how can I accommodate the fullbacks that I have so that they can work together in the system? That's all it comes down to for me.
I think another problem is the substitutions as well. I don't know if you want to dive into that.
We definitely got to dive into that. But let me finish these comments. There is nothing changes in international whereas no players are in Coben. Is it? Who? Oh yeah, because Gusto's playing under 21s. I think there's a bunch of other guys that are playing a lot of international games. I think it's only Sterling that's not playing because I'm pretty sure my boy Jackson is going to use the Senegal.
Yeah, what's it? Chilwell, Colwill, and Gallagher got called up to England.
Yeah.
I don't know about anyone else. I haven't read into any of the others, but yeah, that is a good point. You've got under 21s that are going to be playing for the youth tournaments instead.
I know. Yeah, Gusto's being called up for that one. I know that for sure. I know many love Colwill, but to me, I compare him to Basingwa. He is good, but when we lose the ball, he drags the opponent inside the box, and that's a risky move. Raw, that's actually a fair point. You know what, man? Having deep, my boy Basingwa. That's the funny part. At Lyon, his critics were that Costa great defend. I thought, bro, that's what I'm saying to you. Like, Oliver, when I told you, bro, this guy was not defending, when he was at Lyon. He was just running down that wing, and putting that ball into that ball in.
I did hear that. Yeah, I did hear that because I remember, what was it? Did you see that thing where Felix Johnson did the loan review?
Yes.
But
gave him a 5.
But what I thought, he gave him a 5 out of 10, but I thought that was just Lyon fans being salty because he left the club. Because you got to remember that Felix. A lot of people gave Felix Johnson's. They gave him a lot of slack for that, saying, "Oh, he had a 5 out of 10 loan." That wasn't him saying that. That was him publishing the thoughts of some Lyon fans that he talked to. Literally, and they gave him a 5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's what's funny. It's ironic that my guy has become a defensive juggernaut for some reason, but not to produce anything. That's why for me, I have like this feeling here that Pochettino has made him reserve himself when he goes forward. Because like he's barely goes forward. I don't know if you've noticed, bro. He just lets Sterling just literally have all the width to do whatever he wants.
I can't lie. I think Gusto's found a really good balance. I see it sometimes in teams where fullbacks just bomb for the sake of bombing, and I don't see that with him. I see him making the runs at the right times. I don't know about you. That might just be me, but I think he's found a really good balance. It's not just going up for the sake of going up.
Yeah, the whole team decides to. Yeah, but you know what that is, Joe. I think the problem is the age. It's the age thing for me. Like Pochettino needs to get these guys not to when the chips are down, he needs to get them to realize calm down, continue to stick with what the style of play that I've given you, as type of attack. That's what the issue is for me, because like especially with young players, especially when they're losing, they are more prone to do like rash things, like as you're just showing right now, like with the crossing thing.
But again, though, his substitutions are literally him just throwing the kitchen sink at it with no plan. So how are they supposed to settle? Can you look at the times Mudryk's come on the pitch and tell me what the plan is?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no plan. When he literally threw in Cole Palmer, Madueke, and then Mudryk, literally. All the attackers
I've said this a few times. This reminds me, do you remember 3-3 West Brom under Lampard when Alonso went to the bus?
I remember, bro.
It reminds me of that game. We were trying to come back, so we had Werner on the pitch already. We just threw Abraham and Giroud on, and they had no position. They were just there to try and score a goal, and it was no plan. Yeah. Luckily, we scored the goal, but it's only going to work one time out of 10.
Yeah. Ryan says Chelsea fans got on to me when I said Nketiah is clear of Jackson. What are you talking about, Ryan? This guy has 1 goal in 4 games. I think Nketiah has 2 goals in 4 games, if I'm not mistaken. What are we doing here? Oh man, this guy's too reactionary for me. I need to chill out.
I want to see Jackson try. I want to see Jackson single-handedly drive. No, sorry, I want to see Nketiah single-handedly drive his team up the pitch. That is hard to do.
Jackson is literally trying to create play. Like, even though he had a bad game against Nottingham Forest, yeah, and that miss was terrible, I feel sorry for him the most, actually. Of all of the attackers, yeah, I feel sorry for him because he's doing, like, the hard yards, man. Like, he's actually doing so much work, yeah, just to get the ball to the top. Like,
let's just go through it again. He's got to drop deep, pick up the ball, drive forward, lay off to the wing, and then break a leg to try and get on the end of it.
Bro, he's going to get injured, bro.
He's doing the job of a number 10 and a number 9 at the same time. Yeah, he is going to get injured.
Honestly, Poch is confusing us. In preseason, we saw some players building chemistry and then stopped. We keep forgetting Cucurella, Maatsen, even Mudryk were playing or building chemistry with Jackson. Now we don't see it. That is true. I don't know. Maybe, you know what is Chelsea Blue? I don't know. Maybe it's the thing of, like, I think of the Maatsen situation, apparently it was because the club are trying to get him to pressure to sign him to a contract. I think that was the rumor that was going on with Maatsen.
That preseason thing is the weirdest one because our two best players in preseason were Maatsen and Santos. What did we do? We sent Santos to a loan where he's like he's now an 8th choice midfielder at Notts Forest. He ain't getting in that team. And it's not because he's not good, it's because he's just not going to have the opportunities. They've got Ndidi and Sangare, another man. He's just not getting in there. And Maatsen just is relegated to the bench now.
Yeah, they've got Freuler still there. They've still got Koyate, who they're still playing there. I don't know if you saw this bloody hell. Koyate, shout out to him, man. Shout out to OG Koyate, man. We keep forgetting Cucurella, Maatsen, Ian Mudryk. Yeah, that's fair enough. John K says how we built the game against Liver and then West Ham and then North. We did it through the midfield, then to the right wing. We don't have creativity in the field. Nothing. None that can change the game. 100%, bro. Because we're playing too deeply on one side, and then we don't even have a 10 to even help to connect and that stuff as well. So, and like for me, Enzo needs to be playing deeper. That's why I said to you. In that 2 with Caicedo, he needs to be getting the ball off the defenders. The defenders need to be passed to him, or they do that deep line playmaking stuff that a lot of these defenders do, where they can ping the ball to their wingers or to the attacker, or you have them pass the ball straight to Enzo. Enzo can just find a 10 on the wing, and then we can start creating the attack from there. We need to be faster. That's the thing. We're not faster. The rhythm is what we need to be doing. Bang, 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 bang. That's literally what we need to be doing. I don't understand why we're not doing that. That's the thing for me. But
we lost the speed from pre-season. Do you remember how fast we were combining?
That's what I was saying. Yes, that's the thing. Like right now, we're just going at like a monotone, like I forget there's a time
metronome.
Yes, that's it. They're going at that metronome pace, and then we're not going like that fast pace in like I don't know. You probably know it because of your degree. Like what is it called? The music when it's really fast. Like I always forget the term for it. I'll forget it. But we'll find out later.
I don't know, man.
don't know. But,
I thought metronome. I don't know.
Yeah, but like the thing is, we're just going literally. We're just literally going like that. Whereas we need to be going bang, 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 bang. Like that's what we need to be doing because like that's these days to break these teams, you need to have fast passing, fast pace, incisive passing. You know what I'm saying? We need to have that. We have the movement now. If you look at the team, they're creating the movement now to get the balls. To get the ball, sorry.
Did anyone see the Man U Arsenal game yesterday? Look at they scored in a minute from Odegaard because they moved the ball quick.
Yes.
And they caught him out. It was man, watching that game was just such as if it wasn't enough of an eye opener watching Chelsea just in isolation to watch other teams play rapid. Like we really need to improve. That's all I'm gonna say.
Joe, I swear he scored for the under 21s, not the men's team. I thought it was the under 21s that Gusto scored for, because he's at under 21, if I'm not mistaken. And why does he have to? Yeah, that's something we're gonna discuss definitely about the EPL. We'll get there. EPL also says, I just ignore. Yeah, a pity for. Fair enough. Hey, Chelsea, that was my concern with Poch. Every review I could find about him said his issues are breaking low blocks, and when things get tough, he throws on attackers. Shake my head doing it right here. That's why I say all the time, never go off preseason. You never know what the manager thinks. True. IS has been experienced and senior doesn't mean you have to start games. I believe if you go Ugu over Gallagher, Madueke over Sterling, Matson, Chilwell will be good in my opinion. But the thing is, you know what I would say to that, Aya? Wouldn't we be too defensive if you bring on Ugo Chukwu and Caicedo?
I'm inclined to believe so, yeah.
That would be, yeah. Big up to Dirty Sanchez. What a name. Exactly, bro. Chilwell was about, yep. And then Woodshedders says Vivice. Vivice. Hey, that's it. Big up Woodshedders, man. Thanks, bro. I knew it was. Hey, you mean we are singing country songs instead of rap? Oh my god, big up Evio. That is a comment, man. Farasan markii nalagu guuldaraysto ciyaartan maamulka wuxuu u badan yahay inuu shax bedelo. King Mo waxaa ku duceynaa inuu sameeyo laakiin waa arkaynaa. Liverpool fans are the first to defend Nunes missing multiple good chances, but are writing Jackson off. Fair enough. Sorry for all the messages, Ahmed. I just had to. I had so much faith in Pot. I was telling my friends he's magic when I saw the first three. The PTSD kicked in. Hey man, listen, it's still slow and steady, man. Slow and steady.
You gotta hope this is like his Conte moment. This Forest game. You gotta hope this is his Conte moment.
Man. You have to hope, man. And probably, I don't know if you saw, but from Chelsea reported that Lavia and Badiashile are close to being back, essentially. So you hope then.
I saw Badiashile post on Instagram. He looked like he was happy. So I can see that. Yeah.
I'm praying, man. You know what I mean? Listen, that big Badiashile, man. I say big. You know, I call him Benoit by his first name because he deserves that, man. Hey, Lavia's class, definitely for sure. Hey. But honestly, man, we're not talking about the subs because I know you and I we've discussed the subs before about how
please,
like it's honestly talk about the subs, bro. Talk about it. This is your floor. The floor's yours.
Like I'll give Poch a bit of credit, right? Because in the Forest game, he did something I didn't see him do in the first two. He brought subs on semi early, like he brought them on the hour mark. Before that, I was seeing 80-minute subs. I know, especially against Liverpool, he brought on everyone at the 80th minute, and it's like, okay, well, are you really trying to win this? And you're throwing Mudryk on with 10 minutes, and you're expecting him to do the world. And look at him; he's a nervous wreck. I'm not excusing him being bad on the ball because he nearly cost us 2 goals in the Forest game. But you're just not putting any of these substitutes in a position to improve the team and improve themselves, improve their confidence. It's just really, really poor. Like if I'm him on that Notts Forest game, I'm subbing Chilwell off at 45, and this isn't me going at Chilwell. He should not be playing at left wing. That is Poch's fault. Recognise your mistake and change it. That's all we ask. That's all we ask.
Exactly. No, afar saxda ndela ma malay ninkan xor baan u dheelo afar labo saddex hal warba wan u dheelo saas u dhuhaya ana waxaas in ku bedela ma malaani ana in qofaasha ku dirto meesha ana kala bedelo. Sorry, I was just speaking in Somali for the gentleman King Mo.
No worries.
Honestly, guys, I think we've identified the main issues right now. Honestly, going into Bournemouth, there's a couple of things that I do want to see happening. First things first, obviously change the personnel. I don't think the formation necessarily is the issue. Just change the personnel, please. That's the main thing. And then the second thing here is please make sure that you make sure these guys have a lot more attacking impotence in them. You're bringing in more. Hopefully, you bring in more attackers just like we predicted and hope for, and just produce more. It's just as simple as that for me, really. I don't
Yeah,
understand why we.
that's the crazy thing. I want to ask this: what is it with Chelsea managers and they come in the door and they hit they first thing they do is hit the pragmatism button. Why is that with us? Because we have Ten Hag who comes in after 2 bad games, he rips it all apart and changes it. You got look at Postecoglou Spurs. They are cooking right now because he's gone in and changed things. Like why can't we expect the same from anybody? It's literally been Tuchel, Potter. I don't count Lampard. He's not serious. But Tuchel, Potter, and now Pochettino.
You know what it is? I can tell you the reason why, yeah. And I've been thinking about this for a while. Chelsea as a team, yeah, for a while now, even like under even under the Drogba era, the Terry era, we were always a team that was very defensive in it. Like that's how you usually won our leagues. Our defense was so strong that we only need to rely literally on Drogba and Lampard to do that little connection. Or sometimes it'll be Drogba and Anelka, Drogba Cole, or when I say Cole, I mean Joe Cole, by the way, yeah, Joe Cole, literally, and then that's what it is. Like we had that for such a long time under Mourinho. And the only time I would probably say we were the most attacking we ever were was under Ancelotti. I don't know if you watched Ancelotti season. Ancelotti season, yeah, we were on crack, bro. That was the most attacking side I've seen from in recent Chelsea eras, in my opinion. And then you go into the era, we had Mourinho again. We know what he's like. We had Conte again. We know what he's like. Tuchel, I think, because of what the situation that we had on our hands, was very similar. In what he was doing.
But the thing with Tuchel is Tuchel had a chance to move on from that. I
personally think with Tuchel, I can't lie to you, man. There was I think there was a background situations, like background issues. I think with him, that's what it was. I can't lie to you. I just think that's what it comes down to. You know what I mean? Like his personal stuff was affecting the way he was working. In my opinion, that's what it is for me.
Oh well, I don't know what to say for Graham Potter then.
Potter was just trying to. Potter, I think he tried to start with that thing. You remember he was playing that the 4-3-3, everything like that. But again, guess what happened with him? He got burnt, and then he couldn't. He didn't.
Well, it came to a point where he was just playing to save his job, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So,
but Potter isn't even there yet. You've had 4 games, discounting Carabao Cup. You had 4 games. You don't need to be doing this right now.
Yes, and then. But the thing with Poch now, Poch literally has an empty slate. I think they've given him an empty slate. I genuinely believe that. They've told this guy.
The worst thing is if Poch carries on doing this, he's going to get into a Potter situation where he has to fight for his job. But
the thing is, you know what the difference is? But you know what the difference is, though. Potter had at least a few, like you could say, experienced older players. He doesn't have that luxury anymore. He doesn't have that luxury.
Well, they sure as hell didn't act experienced last season, but anyway, we move.
But you get the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, I get you. It's just like, on the surface, it doesn't really matter. But yeah.
Oh my God! I didn't realize. But that's not true, by the way. I can tell you guys for sure. I know someone that knows someone in the club, and he's told me that literally it was not because of that. And honestly, if you think about it, in hindsight, yeah, losing Tuchel kind of was the good thing. I'll be honest. I was pissed when we lost Tuchel, but like in hindsight, it was a necessary evil. You can't win a league playing defensive in this era. You will never be. Yes, exactly. I agree. The problem is these days, yeah, is that you need this attacker show. And the thing is, I would say to that, in the era that we were winning leagues, right? You had guys like a guy like a Drogba who would be creating everything you could create. Like you had a striker who was creating anything out of nothing, and then because of the wingers we had Malouda, we had Anelka that was beside him at times, Joe Cole, Frank Lampard. Those guys had their shooting boots on. They could shoot. You know what I'm saying to you? So he didn't need to score. All he could do was just create that assist, bang, and they've got goals in. That was the difference. So honestly, for me, it's very, very difficult right now. It's very interesting. But if I was to speak of Poch, let's say I'm Poch's one of Poch's assistant managers, I'm telling him, change personnel, fix up the sub situation, play your wingers the way they need to be played, which is out on the wing, 1v1s, 1v1 in their attack, because that's the style they can only play out as of this current moment in time. And then what I would also say is play Enzo next to Caicedo, bring in an actual 10, which would probably be Cole Palmer in my opinion. Let Thiago Silva move on. Let's phase him out now. But Shields already, if he's fully fit and can actually play the game against Bournemouth, play him there. Still have the left back as Cole if that's what you want. Can have what's his name? Bade Sassi there and Gusto. Simple as that for me.
Yeah, that's all we can do, I think. I mean, whatever you want to say about Sanchez, he is the number one. So we can't really change much else.
That's why I've not talked about him, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But I just thought I'd make that point.
Yeah, man. Honestly, for me, man, it's very worrying for me, man. It's not very wrong. I shouldn't say it's worrying. I just think it's concern. I think it's concern. Hopefully, he just fixes up, because the reality of the situation is, I'm a big fan of I'm a big fan of Poch. I want him to do well. I believe in him. Anyone that says Poch out right now is genuinely being reactionary. I'm pretty sure we can both agree on that one, right? This is being very reactionary right now. But what we do expect from him is to play good football. So not to play winning football, because you can't be like, there was this quote I saw to when he came to the, at Chelsea, you have to win, you have to do this, you have to do that, and then yesterday there were quotes coming out from the game where he was saying you must have patience, you know what I'm saying, and that sort of thing. And it's like, listen,
I literally said this on one of your streams in the summer,
and I was literally
vindication, bruv. You set the whole. I mean, first of all, if anyone believed in there, you're stupid. But you set those people up for disappointment.
Exactly.
And there are going to be people like that. So you just can't ignore that.
Yes, big up EPO. You know what? Yeah, when I see a lot of rivals talk about do Chelsea fans have patience? What they mean is that, do you have patience to be like a mediocrity of this guy develop? The problem with that situation, I would say, is that the players you're buying, extremely talented players, they should have the ability and the stuff that they can have to help us get top 4 in a season where we are already playing 1 game a week. That's the thing. That's what I actually believe. Like, Madueke can play very well. Mudryk, of course, needs time. He's a project player. There's no doubt about that in my mind personally, right? But these guys I still think we do have the ability to get like 5th or 5th.
Just another thing as well. We've been patient. We had a whole season last season. I know it didn't lead to anything, but we are not waiting around anymore. We had our worst goal-scoring season in 90 to 100 years. Like, that, we are not waiting anymore. You have to wait to an extent, but we are not. We are smelling signs of last season, and that cannot happen again. That cannot happen ever again. The fan base will not survive.
There will actually be riots, you know what I'm saying? There'll be rioting that will go on.
And it will be justified. And if this goes wrong, this is all on the ownership, because they cannot hire a manager. If this fails, they cannot hire a manager. They've hired 3 managers.
Yeah. Poch still playing Chilwell reminds me of Potter. Oh my God. Okay. I spent all weekend trying to think of why he's playing Chilwell left and Cole left back. I think the answer I have for you when it comes to Chilwell is because, and I've said this before, my theory is and I probably think this is pretty true in my opinion, that he does not believe in Mudryk. I've said this before, man. People will not like me hearing that, but I don't believe he believes in Mudryk starting week in, week out of the ability he has. One thing in Chelsea's year after year is buying the wrong players. I don't know what happened with Ansu Fati, but he chose Brian over. No, he didn't. We didn't come in for him, John. Genuinely, we didn't come in for him.
So we have an injury to Nkunku. Our solution is Ansu Fati. Really?
No.
We have an injury to Nkunku. We're not doing Fatty prop when we have injuries. That is not a solution whatsoever. Like, yes, whatever he does at Brighton is whatever he does. It wouldn't have helped us.
For me, he's definitely amazing on the wing. He's a winger, man. He's a winger.
He can be, but like, we do not need any more injury-prone players. That's all I'm going to say. Like, we have way too many already. Look at our injury list right now.
CFC for Life says it's very concerned the form we're in at the moment. We have harder teams to play coming up. Poch needs to go back to basics, put the players in the right positions. I agree. That's pretty much what we've said, really. We had patience with Potter, but Potter was just not good enough. Literally, that's what it was. Yes. If Poch fails, Mourinho. Oh my Lord. Hey, shout out to Mourinho, man. That's my great manager. But I'm not sure right now, man. Owners spent $1 billion to not be mediocre to take 4 years to win the league. Owners spending $1 billion to be competitive from day one. Rivals want us to believe Liverpool and go on for 30. I agree. We may want to wait, but reality is the squad is not currently built to compete for the league. We agree with that, though.
No one's asking for that.
Yeah, we're just we're saying we need to take the first step though. The first road step to doing that is to aim to get fourth or fifth and get a trophy. Or would that be Carabao Cup or FA Cup? That is the aim for us at the end of the day. For me personally, yeah, UCL is the expectation. Our squad on paper is okay, not top. I think top 4 or 5 touch right now, but we'll see about that one. But uh, Jez is agreeing with you heavily on Ansu Fati, Oliver. Gabriel says you might not want to wait, but the reality is the squad is not built for instant success in the league. Yeah, but that's the thing is, Gabriel, that we agree with you. We want to see progress and we want to see promise, and we don't. And I'm telling you right now, Chelsea's not winning the league. I already told you guys. Yeah, you guys have clipped it. I will get cornrows on my hair. Yeah, I'll have fully cornrow hair if Chelsea win the league. That's how sure I am. We're not going to win the league, but we should be aiming to get UCL football though. That's the thing for me. Should be aiming to get UCL football, developing our play. Simple as that.
We have to as well. We cannot.
Yes.
We spend more seasons out of Europe, and with the uncertainty over the shirt sponsor, we are going to fall afoul of FFP.
Exactly.
We need that UCL revenue.
The thing with Pot is that until all of our Indian players are back, he will still stick to the current team formation. We'll see. Kwasi, if that's what you believe, we're gonna have to see if that happens. I hope not, though. I personally hope not. CFC for life. Ahmed, are you happy with all the signings you've made so far? I still think we need another striker because if Jackson gets injured, then who's scoring for us? Honestly, I think the majority of the signings I'm happy about. Sanchez is the one for me where I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. We'll see what happens, man, with Sanchez. But I'm not moved on him personally. We should be winning those games, those home games, more comfortably with a stronger, more clinical performance. Exactly, Jacob. It's only 4 league games, so where is the patience? Is it helping us if we don't get behind the man and the team? But Gabriel, we agree with you. I'm getting behind the man.
Sorry. I said this before. Look at Ange Postecoglou and Tottenham Hotspur. Don't talk to me about patience, please. Like they are cooking right now.
I can understand Oliver's perspective, but my perspective is, yes, we can have from patience, we can have that, and I agree with you. We should be having that totally, right? But literally, for example, this stream, we're just talking about why do you think it's not going right? Why have you lost 2 games? What can Poch do better? That's we're only talking about.
I'm just saying, show me something. Like I don't expect us to be playing liquid football, but there needs to be the signs. There are no signs.
Yeah, but like the thing for me is like. None of us here are Poch out. None of the chat, I'm pretty sure, is Poch out either. We're only saying, come on, like, we need to see something here, bro. That's all it is. Like, none of us here are saying Poch out. I am literally not Poch out. We're just saying, listen, bro, we're not understanding that we can clearly see the Chilwell situation is not working out. Hopefully, you can finally see that too, and it can move on from that. Yeah. People need to stop with the notion of getting top 5. Overall, on paper, looks good, but tell me which attacker is getting into the top 5 teams right now. Be realistic. But the thing is, Iwani, getting 4th or 5th, I would say, is realistic. Like you need to. It's not from time to time. It's not just the guys that are just around us. By the way, yeah. It's also about. It's not just about us. It's also about the teams that are around us. What do they also have to deal with? Like when you've got other teams that a lot of the mid-table teams now that we were facing on a regular basis, right? Are literally now in Europe. That's going to affect them hugely. You've just seen Newcastle under the UCL result they've got. You've seen Man United and the UCL result they've got. You're seeing, Brighton and the group that they've got. If you check Europa League, and check what the squad Brighton got. They've got a hard group. They've got Ajax, and I think they've got another big team in there, if I'm missing it, right? So, and then you've got Aston Villa playing Conference League. You've got West Ham that are playing Europa League football now. So a lot of these guys now have a competition. Even Liverpool got Europa League competition now. So a lot of these teams now have Europe as well. We do not have Europe. Now we have time to develop ourselves on the weekdays and face these guys 1 game a week. Like, that's the thing we're saying. Patience here means you're showing us something. We're seeing we're playing good. We're getting some of the wins that you want to. But patience, when we say patience can be 2 years, 3 years. I don't mind that if we're getting the trophy. This season, though, should be aiming to get top 4 football. That's all we're asking for. I don't think people here would be getting angry if the style of play that we were playing was working and we were getting some level of results. Even if we lost, let's say 2-1. Let's say if we lost 1-0 against Nottingham Forest, but we were creating chances, we were trying to score. I don't think anyone of the fan base would be getting angry at that, Ioane. That's just my thoughts. I don't know about you, Scott, but like, literally, I don't think anyone would be getting angry if people were seeing that we were playing the style of play, we were doing really well. It's just that we weren't able to finish our chances, for example. No one would have an issue with that, bro.
Well, no, of course not. I mean, we saw this under Tuchel. Tuchel coached 3-0 wins, and he'd come up with a 0-0 draw. Like,
Yes.
we need that to happen. Some fans are stupid, but most of us aren't. We can see some things for what they are. When when Tuchel would coach a 3-0 and come up with a 0-0, we didn't blame. Well, the sensible ones of us didn't blame Tuchel. No, we blamed the players. We gave it time because we see that there is something here that we can build upon. If we get a more clinical finisher, then this game goes differently. But you see what we're building towards. You see the signs. We haven't seen that yet, and it is early days, but you also can't ignore it.
Yeah, EPL to this one, I don't even know. I'm hearing now like they're trying to get like what's his name, Ivan Toney in January. So I don't know, man. Whatever you hear on the news, bro, sometimes it's not reality. I'll be real on that one still. Some streamers kicked off a fast one linked to Vlahovic saying it will hamper development of the younger players. Yeah. Whoever said that was stupid. I'm sorry. Like, for me, you guys know my thoughts. I wouldn't have minded getting Vlahovic for the Lukaku swap deal. I just don't rate him as a player for me personally. But if you had him, even if you were to have him in the squad, I wouldn't mind. He wouldn't hamper us. This guy's also kind of like a youngster. Isn't Vlahovic 22, 23? So that
he's a young guy himself.
Yeah, so it doesn't even make sense too.
I'm not here for he's going to even if he was older. I'm not here for he's going to hamper player X's development. Okay, I'm a Chelsea fan. Are we winning games? Who cares about how a player develops as long as we're winning games? Like I don't care. The best players should play.
But the reality of the situation is, bro, we're trying to create a competitive environment. Competitive environments usually breed out the strongest players.
Yes.
We are never brought what we don't have. Chelsea are buying because the window is open, 1 billion, and then boom, conceding goals after game. We went from Sanch, De Gea was free. De Gea.
No. We're not. No. Is this real Chris? Is this real Chris?
That's John K. No. But the thing is, John K, bro, De Gea, look at him now. No one's going for De Gea. There's a reason why no one's going for De Gea, bro.
But De Gea is posting like training clips of himself. No one's going. Real Madrid went for Kepa.
That's crazy, man. They went for Kepa over him. Oh my lord. We don't need patience because if the team is good, you can tell from 2 games. You don't need to wait to a relegation fight before you voice out. I agree. We wasted 1 year in the name of patience under Potter without seeing any improvements or progress. Time is not free. Show the progress to get time. Exactly. That's the thing he built up. That's what I think a lot of people are saying. As long as we see Pochettino's style of play, if he lost 1-0 yesterday, 2 days ago against Nottingham Forest, but we could see progress. We could see the team is improving. Yeah, I actually don't think there would be any uproar right now. No one would be pissed. No one would be saying, why are we having this person at different stages or everything. That's the thing. That's all it is. That's all it comes down to. United literally got third with only 1 player with double digits last season. Fair enough. We just want to see attacking football from Poch and us taking it to teams and not setting up defensively. How can the Tottenham manager come in and yes, I'm literally taking it out of your mouth. So Iwanye, I want to hear what Iwanye has to say back to me. What I mean by that is that the top 5 teams can have hiccups because their strikers can bail them out. We cannot afford to have a hiccup to get top 5. That's where our conjure is. You know what? That's actually a fair enough response. I think for me, Iwanye, if like this rumor of the striker that we're getting into Ivan Toney in January does happen, I think then we will have some level of to afford for that to happen. I think for me, it's about getting to January, seeing where we are. And hopefully, we are actually making progress. That's just the point about it for me personally. Big up to my boy Assad. Always a pleasure to have you here. Ahmed, when are we gonna admit that Jackson's cardio? Come on, bro. Can't be saying that, man. Chill out, bro. Assad, bro. It's only 4 games, bro. That guy's doing cardio because no one's connecting the attack. He's doing deep cardio because he's literally like, you got Chilwell. Sorry, which was my left hand? This is my left hand. You got Chilwell, then you've got, what's it called here? Chilwell, Sterling. Sorry, Sterling, then Chilwell. So Chilwell, then Sterling, and then you have all the way up to here Jackson. He's trying to get the ball from like the centre back, and then hitting one this way to get to the attackers. That's all it is. Keeping Vlahovic away from the club, we can find it much better in the next 2 years. Fair enough. Potter reminds me of Potter of the Porto win one, of the Potter win one, lose to draw one, then repeat the madness, then call it a conference and say we possessed the game, we created chances, but we did not take our chances. What we should do is to get behind the play style and do not let results determine our expectations. I got issues with Poch because of his personnel, but I really do not believe in top five with the attackers. No. I definitely agree with you, bro, about the top five in terms of attackers. Our attackers are not top five yet. That's the thing. That's definitely for sure. In regards to the play style, I think for me, it's not necessarily the formation issue. I think there's a slight tactical issue that we're having right now and a personnel issue, which I agree with you too, which I said to you before. I think we need to realize here that our wingers are proper wingers. They're not inside forwards. You need to play them as proper wingers, and we're going to have to get the fullbacks now to invert. You're going to have to you're going to have to tell Chilwell, bro, no more overlapping. Invert and and we'll give you the shooting chances to do what you need to do to shoot. Literally. That's what you got to tell him.
Unless you do what you did in pre-season, where you had Gusto, who was tucking into the back line, and then you have Chilwell at left back bombing on. That's the only way. But then, like I said earlier, you have a winger like Mudryk who wants to stay wide, and you have Chilwell going into that exact same space.
It will be the same issue if you put Madueke there too. If you have Madueke, you've seen his game style. He likes to play wide and come in. So even Cole Palmer to an extent is going to be a similar situation. So whether we like it or not, that situation, Chilwell has to invert whether we like it or not. Like we're going to have to force him to invert. Like,
that contract extension is starting to look like a massive mistake now.
But the thing is,
we didn't even need to offer him that.
But Oliver, we have a solution to that problem though. We can literally bench Chilwell and have Maatsen now. Maatsen can invert. That's the difference. We can get someone like a Maatsen in there. Hopefully, that's another thing that actually happens now. That we decide now to actually play Maatsen. You know what I'm saying, in the actual position that we need that to happen. Because now the thing Dunder's closed. There's no need. There's no stuff here. What we need to do. But
I just wonder how much. I wonder how much Poch values having his. Well, he is the vice captain, but now because James is injured, he's the captain now. I wonder how much of that plays into it. Because on the one hand, he is starting all these games, but on the other hand, he's getting subbed off at the hour mark. Chilwell has been subbed off in every single game, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you, but is 4 games really time enough? No, but again, Gabriel, we're not disagreeing here. We're not saying that he's had a lot of time, but we're just saying right now there's a few issues. Obviously, we're saying what is the issues right now? How can we tweak them? That's all it is, Gabriel. We're definitely not saying that he's had enough time. I'm definitely not Poch out. I repeat, I am not Poch out, guys. I don't know how else to say it. Like, none of us here Poch out. I'm very sure on that one still. Defense wins you titles, but goals win you games. We need goals. Ahmed, random thought. Do you think Jackson might get better as a 10? No. We need to play him as ST. Like we can't. I don't want us to do what we did with Havertz, where we decided to start pushing him all around the pitch. Jackson is a 10. Is a striker. Play him in that position. CFC for last 4 games in is definitely too early to start judging, but we can't ignore that Poch has changed his way of playing since preseason, so he's definitely gonna piss off the fans when really he's changed it up. 100% big up CFC for life. Chelsea, I don't think he's the vision. He has a vision to play a number 10 as well. Fair enough. Chelsea said, I wonder if you downplay how big Chelsea is. Maybe the pressure of Chelsea is real with managers and some come and change. I feel if Poch has credit in the bank, we will be better off. City are willing to pay 60 million for Chilwell. But Joe, I'm not even saying Chilwell is not bad. I'm just saying Chilwell needs to play. We have 2 differentiating play style. Chilwell has to invert if he's going to play now. And then the winger has to be out wide.
The main context of the argument in this video is that he shouldn't be playing on the left wing. That's the main thing. We're not talking about him as a left back or whatever. The main thing is he should not be on that wing. That is the one thing you need to take away from this.
Yeah. Chilwell is a fullback, guys. Like he can only play. For me, he's a left wing back or a left back. That's it. There's nothing more. You know what I'm saying? He's not like he's not a free level scorer. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes in basketball, there's guys that can do short, mid, long. This guy can only do left back, left wing, but he can't do LM though. He can't do LM. That's all. Silva should have always been the vice captain. I think the reason why he's not vice captain is because he's leaving next season, and apparently he wants to pass on like the leadership roles to the younger guys. Apparently, that's what he said.
He's been giving it to Enzo when Chilwell has been subbed off. The armband goes to Enzo.
EPL 12 says, "But we played good against Liverpool because of Reece James. Rest all 3 games we were on." Who the same as under Potter. I'm not against Poch, but no progress as a. Mm-hmm.
I think we played well against Liverpool because Liverpool tried to play. These other teams sat back and look what happened. Well, Luton are terrible, but look at the other 2 teams. They sat back, and the low block conundrum happened again. We always play well against Liverpool, no matter who the manager is. We always play well against them. You know, they leave space open, and we exploit that space. It's as soon as we don't have space that we are forced into these kind of problems, and now here we are debating it.
Exactly. Klaus says, is it too early to say push out, but will eventually happen if the madness continues? I think that's a fair point.
If the madness continues, it will become push out.
Yeah, bro. Listen, the one thing about the Chelsea fan base is that patience is not the key word for these guys. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. Honestly, who's the first big team we face? Brighton, right? We face Brighton in 3 weeks, by the way.
Yeah, that's in the League Cup.
But if you lose to Brighton, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can see that happen. That's what I'm saying to you. I can see these guys, if we lose to Brighton, hey, man, that's the thing, you know. All it takes for me, I always say, all it takes is 1 week, one sorry week where he lost 10-0 to both Bournemouth, and then it was Man City, and then it's over for you at Chelsea. Honestly, that's all it takes. People forget about that. Oh, hey, man, big up to Father Gallagher, God of Frogs. Enzo should be the captain with Galadog Vice. Fair enough. Hey, man, but listen, man, I just think hopefully, you know, the plan that I have and what we're hoping for is that, you know, we see the situation. Oh, my God, Warrior. I didn't know you were a Chelsea fan, Warrior, bro. Big up to you, though. He said, if we lose to Brighton in the cup, I'm out. What's it called? Yeah. I'm out. Big up. Fair enough. Poch needs to start picking up wins, or his son will be up because of his Tottenham pass as well. Yeah, that's that. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. But you know what, guys? We gotta cut it here because I have to go into another stream. As you guys know, I'm a player's choice, guys. But please, guys, make sure again to like, share, subscribe. I'm almost at 1K, guys. You know what I'm saying? Almost at 1K. So come on, guys, help a brother out here. Please do make sure to subscribe. And as always, I've been your host with the most. Oh, 1 second, actually. We've got someone here, actually. 1 second. What are you saying, bro? Hey, chill out, good frogs. What are you saying, Fran, bro?
How long until we can all start rushing Poch, man?
Oh my God! Come on.
No. Listen, I don't know. Poch needs to fix something. I'm not saying I'm Poch out or anything because, like, I've accepted that he's here. I didn't want him in the first place, but like, like I said this when he was appointed. He has to do something quickly to win us over. I even said this under Potter. Do something quickly to win over these fans because we're not patient. When things go bad, you have something to cling on to. I didn't think it'd get bad this quickly. I thought we would have a few months where we could play Arsenal, maybe beat them, get something against Liverpool, beat Spurs. That way, when things do get a bit bad or get a bit shaky, you know the whole positive Chelsea fans will come out and say, well, he put in a masterclass against Liverpool and he's done this, and we can, you know. I don't have a problem with his, like, the formation and the tactics per se. It's the certain that the riot stay in France. Okay.
Oh my God.
I don't have a problem with the tactics per se and the formation. If that's what you want to do, then fine. I won't judge that yet, but play players in the right positions to get the best out of what you're trying to do. Chilwell shouldn't be playing this fake left winger left wing back. It should be Mudryk playing there. Chelsea fans can say Mudryk's not good, but we haven't seen him play consistently for us, so we don't know if he's not good or not. Or play Maatsen out there, or switch back to a flat back four. If the certain players don't suit what you're trying to do, switch back to a kind of a flat back four, or go back and play what you were doing when you were at Spurs. That's what Chelsea fans kept telling me, that he's going to play what he did at Spurs, that when he was at PSG, it's not really something to judge him on because he didn't have the right players and PSG have egos. We now have all these young players who don't have egos. Like, use them kind of properly. I don't know. It's...
Yeah, but that's the point. But I don't know if you were listening to. Did we listen to us, Brian? By the way, because the point I think I was making, and I think Oliver had about me say this too, was that, you know, for me, a lot of these guys, these wingers that we have, they're not inside forwards. Like Madueke is not inside forward. Mudryk is not inside forward. You know, even I don't know. I'm not of Cole Palmer. From what I've seen, I don't think he's in like a necessarily inside forward. These guys, they like chalk on their boots. They go attack the defender 1v1. Then they have the choice of either cutting inside to shoot, or they go down the byline and then they cut it in.
But we all knew this though. In January, we knew these guys were touchline wingers, which is fine, by the way. I don't mind like going down the touchline and crossing and stuff like that. But again, we've assembled all these young players in order to build for 2, 3, 4 years, so we can then go on and win in this whole Project 2030 thing. If that's the case, play these young. Like, why are we giving Mudryk? I said this on Sarcasm City yesterday. Why are we giving Mudryk like the last 10, 15 minutes of games and playing him out of position? And then when we end up losing anyway, Chelsea fans are blaming him. Like, let these young players.
For me, Prom, I don't understand when he got played in the 10 against West Ham. I was like, what's going on there? What was cooking there? Like, I don't understand that. Like, for me, we need to end the misprofiling of players. Like, because like we had this before with I think with Potter to an extent. Same with and that's pretty much it. So I actually genuinely need to head out because like I've got to play straight in half an hour. I forgot they started like half an hour early, so I need to go and get I need to go and eat. So I'm gonna end the actual stream now. But big up, guys. Make sure again to like, share, subscribe. Get me to 1K. I'm almost there. You know what I'm saying? We're reaching for the stars there. The stars are almost there.
Yeah, so Armo can start paying us, man. Hurry up.
I'm actually already monetized. I already applied for monetization, by the way, but I'm just waiting for what's it called? For it to be accepted. That's all. So that's all. But hey ho, that's the video, guys. As always, please make sure to stay blue and dedicate your hearts to Chelsea Football Club.